Felicitations, heroes and adventurers. Welcome to Roll for Felicity, where tonight I am finishing my playthrough of The Magical Year of a Teenage Witch, which let me go ahead and put that command in the chat. You can buy this game to play it on your own in the link that I just put in the chat. And then you can also follow both the Tabletop RPG and also the creator on Twitter. Both of those links are... Oh, and we have... the person who wrote the game is in the chat right now. So welcome. I'm a little self-conscious now. You already watched me play the first half, so if I did a terrible job, you wouldn't be here. We also have Goblin Girl Gaming is in the chat. Let me give her a shout out. But definitely if you're enjoying watching me play this game, I would definitely say give it a try. Because it's super fun, and like I know a lot of people when I played 1000-Year-Old Vampire, people were like, oh, this game is like super cool. If you missed my first like session of this game, but saw 1000-Year-Old Vampire, it is like a version of, not a version of that, its own thing, but it's the same, some of the same ideas, some of the same like framework basically. But this one is not crazy depressing, because I know when I played 1000-Year-Old Vampire, we had fun, but also, maybe you're not always in the mood for that. I guess I'll just say that. Sometimes you're in the mood to be a 1000-Year-Old Vampire deciding when you're going to forget your husband, who was also the first person you murdered. And sometimes you're in the mood to play a game where you're a teenage witch, a la Kiki's Delivery Service, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, of course, lots of other examples. Oh yes, should I call you Sky? If you're in and out. Version 1.0 with dedicated multiplayer rules should be out in a week or so too. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You could follow as Wash Talkie, which I put their Twitter in the Moobot, has the link to the game Twitter account and also their Twitter account. So I would say give both of those a follow, because I was going to mention that that I saw that you were doing another version, because this is technically the beta, but you can buy this version. And I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm assuming that when there's the next version will be available on itch as well. But yeah, I think it's $10 on itch. It's totally worth it. It's very fun. A lot of like also more playthrough value. Because you could do it differently every time. Oh my gosh, I forgot to grab my dice. I know I was forgetting something. Let's see. I'm gonna do a different set of dice than I've been using. Because I kind of got like a pinky pastel vibe going on. And I've been using my gemstone dice for this. But I have a set of dice that's more of this kind of palette, if you will. So I'll show those off. Oops. I'll show off the whole set, even though I'm only going to need the D8 and the D6, I think. Let me get these out. And let me know how the audio levels are, if the music is too loud, or if my mic is too loud or too quiet or anything like that. So I'll use these dice. Because they kind of are, a similar vibe, although I only need the D8 and the D6. So I'll get these out and then put them right back away. Wanted to make a game with this witchy vibe for a while, then saw a 1000-Year-Old Vampire review and was like, this is so I want to use just the opposite vibes. Yeah. There'll be an update to the game on there. Technically still in beta right now. Yeah, I would really say, both games are very fun. And, if you like the mechanics, both are fun to play. I don't want it to come across like I'm pitting them against each other. I think they're both very good games. But very different vibes. So I will start off, first of all, I'll start off with, just channel business, because tomorrow, I was going to say this when Goblin was, hopped in the chat. Tomorrow, Talk to Tim Hutchins about using a system who's yes. I also I don't know why I didn't do it when I played this version. But for Thousand Year Old Vampire, usually I will like message the creator of a game and be like, hey, is it cool if I play this? I don't know why I didn't for this game. Maybe just because Thousand Year Old Vampire was one of the earlier games I played in the stream. But yeah, he was also very kind to me and was like, yeah, sure, play it. Let me know if you need any like if there's anything that would like be helpful for you to play. So yeah, very cool. Both of you, very cool creators. What was I gonna say? Oh yes, tomorrow. I'm very scattered right now. Tomorrow, so one of the things I usually say, which I should have said, Roll for Felicity, we play serialized one-shots in a multitude of systems with assorted players. Today is the second half of, I guess you could call this a serialized one-shot, although it's really, you know, the second half of a playthrough, of, the Magical Year of a Teenage Witch. This is the second half. Tomorrow, we have another sequel, which is My Friend Goblin, as well as Galaxy Wanderer X, aka Vanessa, and Super Silly Sarah, aka Sierra. We are going to be playing a sequel to our first Mouse Ritter one-shot, which I'm very excited for. The first Mouse Ritter game went super well. Goblin has some experience with tabletop games, but for Sierra, I think it was one of her first times playing one. And Vanessa had never played one before, I don't think. So I'm very excited for it. I finished starting the one-shot. That's part of the reason why I took Saturday off, because I went to hang out with my husband, and then also, this music is a little loud for me. Turn my headphones down. And I was like, I really need to get this one-shot written. So that'll be tomorrow. Mouse Ritter, if you're not familiar with that rule system, super fun, very adaptable. But basically all the players will be these cute little mice, these little warrior mice. So, you know, kind of Redwall vibes, kind of, what was the other thing I was comparing it to? There was another thing, Redwall. So, oh, the Borrowers. Like with some like human things being repurposed for like small things. Yes, Goblin is going to be playing Cherry Pip. And if you scroll back on my Twitter a little bit, you'll see the artwork that Goblin did of Cherry Pip, Larkspur Thorn, and Seam Thorn are the three characters. Very excited for that. And then almost back to back after that, on Saturday, I'm going to be playing another sequel with, yes, cute mice are a very good time. Cherry Pip is a circus mouse, which is also very exciting. On Saturday, I'm going to be playing a sequel to our first Monster of the Week stream, which Melanie, who's in chat, who's also my moderator, Melanie's going to be playing that one, and is confirmed going to be returning as Lizzie, who was a kind of preppy high school girl, turned lobster monster power lady. I don't really know an easier way to say it than that. Ooh, yes, and with that hint from Goblin, Goblin is also did art for the characters for Mouse Ritter, and then also on the 17th. Actually, Melanie, if you wouldn't mind putting in the chat the like upcoming streams, because I should change the command, because I don't ever remember what the command is. Every time you do it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what the command is, and then I don't remember. So on the 17th, I believe, let me make sure. Yeah, April 17th, running a session of Goblin Squad, which is Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. All the player characters play goblins, and our friend Goblin may or may not be. I may or may not have commissioned her for some artwork of the goblins, the goblin players. So without further ado, I gotta crack open. I'm not drinking sparkling water today. I'm drinking this pink guava juice because I got it for my birthday stream to like try different things, and I've had so many things I didn't have time to try. So we gotta get our can ASMR. Not carbonated, so there's not the, you know, not the bubblies. This might be too sweet. I might have to switch over to sparkling water. Ooh, it is good, but it is very sweet. I've never had pink guava. It tastes really good. I feel like I should mix this with some sparkling water. That'd be really good. Anyway, time to get down to business. Let me pull up my stuff. Let me minimize this. Last time I played this game, we met the character, a fictionalized version of myself at around 16, Felicity Taylor. What is happening right now? Someone is outside. I don't think you can hear it, but I think my dad is like working on something outside because I just keep hearing like mechanics, some kind of mechanical thing. Yes, Melanie's character Quig. I'm very excited to see the artwork for that as well. Felicity Taylor, 16 years old, very loud, reads a lot of books, hilarious, perfectionist. This is not what I was like in high school. A short pink bob. I wish I had a short pink bob in high school. That would have been cool. But I wear a lot of overalls and pinafore dresses, lots of pastels, and I wear a big gray sun hat with a light pink bow. And the way I have this set up is, okay, surely you can hear that. I need to close my window. Hang on. Someone who I don't know is working on my parents' lawnmower outside, and I just went and shut the window. And I fear I came off as a bitch because I just closed it, and he looked at me and was like, it's like, I don't mind this, but I am doing something. So directly below me here, you can see the prompts that I'll be working with. And the way the prompts work is I roll a dice, and that determines the prompt that I get. And then I also have, from the last session I played, some spellbook entries, which you can see. I always get confused right here. Spellbook entries and some other things. So the last session, I did spring and summer. I got in tune with my magic. I bonded with my uncles. I made some spells. I have a magic cookies recipe. I have a cleanup spell. I have a dewdrop cake recipe, and I have a flying vehicle spell. That are my spellbook entries. And then I have some different memories. And the main thing that happened is I bonded with my uncles. I'm living with my uncles in a suburb of Chicago. Not a suburb of Chicago, sorry. Like, kind of like just outside of downtown in an apartment. And living there, I decided to do kind of a pretty much modern day setting. And during the summer, I spent pretty much all summer not in that apartment. This song. I like this song, but it's not the mood for right now. I spent the entire summer instead of at my uncle's apartment. I inadvertently, by using an elemental talisman, infested the entire apartment complex with water slugs. And so the whole summer we had to live with my one uncle's mother in the suburbs. And then right at the end of summer, we made it back. We're able to fix the infestation with the help of my mentor. And now it is fall. And because the creator of this game is in the comments, I'll just say in advance, I apologize greatly if I mess up the rules or, butcher any part of the game. Because I did make some adjustments during the last session. Oh no, Twitch notifications are busted. Oh, did you just not get the notification? I haven't actually started playing yet, Sleep Child, so I'm just about to start. So let's go ahead and roll for the first prompt. I'm very excited for. Okay, so that's 0 actually. I got a 3 on both dice. So I will start with the prompt that is on screen. Let me adjust it so you can see it. The prompt is, you realize the building you pass by all the time is enchanted and non-magical people can't see it. How do you realize this? When you investigate, you find that the owner keeps it hidden for a good reason. Add a magical location and a magical character. This is rad. I love this prompt. Okay, so let's think. Also, if you haven't caught other things where I do like single player streams, I do have the tag backseating allowed. If you think of something that you think would be cool, like absolutely put it in chat. Because normally with tabletop games, I don't get a chance to interact with chat as much, but for a single player game, I can. And a lot of this is me sitting and thinking about what would be, you know, fun to have in the story. So, a magical building. This is very cool. This is very Unsleeping City, which I like. The idea that like, oh, there's this magical thing that like non-magical people can't see. It has to be protected. So let's think. Also, let me move this here so I'm looking at my camera instead of looking to the side. Let's scroll down to my locations. Okay. Let's think of the location first. A location that would have to be hidden from non-magical people. So my first thought is that if people who weren't magical, they like wouldn't understand it and would either be scared or would like do something to harm it. That makes sense for it to be like protected. And we haven't had any dragons yet, and it would be pretty rad. So, when I'm playing this, sometimes I'm kind of, because I'm playing it on stream, I'm kind of like first thought, kind of go with that. And I just keep thinking about dragons. And it'd be very cool to have a maybe dragon like hatchery, where it's like somebody who raises dragons. I think also definitely stealing from my best prompts are mostly stolen from things I like. Yeah. Well, I'm about to steal from something else, which is, I am going to steal, I think if you're going to steal from somebody, who better to steal from than Terry Pratchett, which is what I'm thinking of, because it's been a while since I read it, but the Sam Vimes books, there's like a dragon hatchery kind of thing that his wife runs. So I think that would be fun. I think it would be fun to have. Yeah, I'm seeing yeses in the chats for dragons. So let's have dragon hatchery, a magically concealed. I'm imagining that it is like an apartment building, but like the whole building is like one of those like kind of brick, like very square apartment buildings. But like it's the whole apartment building because there has to be like all the different rooms for the dragons. Yes for dragons, yes for Pratchett. Yeah. There are probably so many things like when I'm running D&D campaigns that like, because I read Terry Pratchett books at such a young age, that like I just am like, oh, this is just like fantasy lore, and it's like 100% stolen from Terry Pratchett. Never have been a bad idea unless your party is low level. I mean, there's lots of different kinds of dragons. It could be a pseudo dragon. That wouldn't be bad for a low level party. Pseudo dragons are fun. Okay, a magically concealed. What are those types of apartment? There's a name for them. Brownstone, right? I think that's what I'm thinking of. Magically concealed brownstone apartment building, where should the person who runs the hatchery be a human or be something else? Or, I mean, this is also stealing from other stuff, but, or should it be like a polymorphed dragon? Like, should it be a dragon who like looks human? Because that is also fun. The magically concealed brownstone apartment building where dragons are hatched. Defo not full human, at least. Yeah, I like the idea of polymorphed. I like the idea of either polymorphed dragon or some sort of like maybe, well, I've already used Fae. I have these fairy caves. I think I'm gonna do polymorph dragon. I think that's cool. unless somebody in chat has a better idea, and I'll steal it from them. Magically concealed brownstone apartment building where dragons are hatched. And I think the reason is because maybe they're slightly endangered. And protected until they're old enough to live on their own. So we've got a magical location. I was gonna mark it, but I think I'll remember that it's I think with the name like Dragon Hatchery, I'll remember that it's a magical location. And then let's go up to characters because we get to create a new character. So a polymorphed dragon. So I feel like I'm so terrible at coming up with names. If anyone has a good name for a polymorph dragon, maybe it's the equivalent of a human daycare, like dragons that don't have time to incubate their eggs leave them. Yes, I like that. I like that. Yes, 100%. Yes, I'm gonna change this. Where dragons are hatched because their parents aren't able to take care of them. What is what I'm looking for? Like a daycare. Yes, I like that. Characters. What should this person's name be? I'll write their description first. Yes, they're going out building their hordes. You know, it's I think the common the common dilemma for dragons is, can you have it all? Can you have a career and a family? And for a lot of dragons, I mean, that's tough. It's tough to have both. Polymorphed dragon caretaker. I'm thinking of like an emerald dragon. So I think they have emerald green eyes, and I think they have like green hair and a green beard. I think they're very green. Oh, hello, Super Silly Sarah. I'm getting Fifth Element vibes from your outfit today. I love it. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I like that. Yes, they can be fat. I'll make them fat. Let me also shout out, Sierra, who is also going to be on our stream tomorrow, playing Larkspur Thorn, a very delightful character, a mouse who has had their tail, I believe they lost their tail to a snake, right? That was the whole thing. But instead have the hairstyle of a rat, like a rat tail hairstyle, which I love. Yes, I'm very excited for tomorrow. It's gonna be very fun. And also Sierra, I think, was like just streaming before this because I saw her go live. It looks like she was playing Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. I have not played that in so long. Oh, I definitely know about cleaning cats' poop boxes. Yeah. So yeah, I still need to think of a name. I need to think of a name for this polymorphed dragon. Emerald green eyes, green hair and beard. Yes, okay. I thought it was a snake. I knew you had the thing with the snake in your backstory, but I couldn't remember if that's how you lost your tail. Green hair and beard. And fat, and I need a name. I think, very protective of the dragons, of course. And maybe like, I'm just getting like the vibes of like, maybe, I feel like sometimes, like I have some friends who are daycare workers, and I feel like sometimes when you are like, work with kids all the time, well, I mean, even though the dragons are in eggs, probably primarily, but there's this thing of like, when you're around like an adult, you're like very talkative. So I think I'm getting that kind of vibe. Very protective of the dragons. Very friendly and talkative to any magical people who they can talk to. Yes, we're getting some hype in the chat for tomorrow's stream. Which is just going to be so much fun. I'm very excited. I have a very fun one shot in mind. And I will say I don't want to like too much about tomorrow. But I kind of so far my one shots have been like very self-contained, so like if we're not able to do a second one, it's not like there's like loose ends. This one definitely, the way that I think it will end, like the way I kind of have it set up, I think it will very, very like easily lend itself to like doing more one shots if, you know, if the players want to. I think it has a cool way that it can kind of go. Still self-contained, but like, you know, at the end of a movie where it's like maybe there's going to be a sequel, I think that'll be how it is. Okay, I need a name for this person. Yes, I think I also would like to do more sequels. I really have fun with Mouse Order. Oh, the name of tomorrow's stream, because I always do a name. The name of tomorrow's stream is 2 Mouse 2 House. Which I don't know, I just think that's really funny. 2 Mouse 2 House. Because it's a sequel. It barely makes sense, but that's fine. Let's see. This person's name is I don't have a gender in mind. Because I was kind of going to do that at the same time as name. Although I am kind of leaning toward like kind of a gender. Because I think, I don't know. I like that vibe for this person. But if somebody came up with like a name that seemed like a certain gender, I was probably just gonna have it be that. Whistle. Whistle as a name. Do you mean the name Whistle, or do you mean the sound of a whistle? Because if it's a dragon, it kind of could be either. I like the idea that like Whistle is like the pronounceable name that they have, that like, you know, humanoids can say, because obviously dragons, you know, any kind of animal can make all sorts of sounds that humans can't make. Yeah, I think it is. I think in dragon it is kind of the sound of a whistle. I think it's, oh my gosh, I just had the funnest idea. I think in dragon, because they can like kind of blow steam from their noses while they're in, you know, their dragon form, that it's like kind of a whistly sound, like a teapot of like blowing steam out your nostrils or blowing steam out your nose. But like for like people or like non-dragons to pronounce it, it's like whistle. I love this. I love Whistle. What kind of memory does this fit into? Okay, we've got dark memories. I do think this could fit as a dark memory. Mystery, creativity, introspection. Discovery. It could be a light memory. Curiosity could be an air memory. I don't think it's an earth memory. I don't think it's a water memory or a fire memory. So we're thinking either, probably, I think it should be a dark mystery. Or a dark memory. Mystery, creativity, introspection. Because I think, like, kind of by definition, it's, you know, a little mysterious. Okay. Yes. That is one thing that I really like about this game and, like, these types of games where you have, like, prompts. Because it is fun how, like, everything does kind of, like, end up coming together. And that's not, I mean, it's a lot of times by design. Like, these prompts are well written that they, like, tie back together and, like, tie into themselves. Obviously, for this example, Whistle being a dragon, like, you know, that is... One thing that bugs me is almost all the first prompts in the set lead to being wind or discovery. Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's kind of cool though. Like when I've been playing it, sometimes if a memory like let me think of a good example. Fire, this is First Move Chicago. Like these fire memories end up being kind of about like non-human magical things. So like fairies and the water slugs. A lot of these ended up being about like, excuse me, about like the rooftop garden, like ended up being like kind of a thing in the water memories. Excuse me, I have like a tickle in my throat. Okay, so while I think on a walk, because I kind of just recently got back to Chicago. So I think while on a walk through Chicago, I just got a notification. Tiny Hands, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. Feel free to, you know, lurk and hang out if you want to. I'm playing through the last half of The Magical Year of a Teenage Witch, which I need to kind of get my button gear because it's already been a half an hour. And I'm still on the first prompt. Okay, while I walk through Chicago, after coming back from the suburbs over the summer, I stumble upon a building. It seems like no one else. Yes, tiny hands, and then of course the sparkling water emote. Seems like no one else notices. But the Tiny Hands is someone who's kind of is awesome. Well, welcome in. It seems like no one else notices. Also, anyone can let me know if there's like something else that you want me to, you know, to call you. I saw it, but the sign above the door says, Dragon Hatchery. I'm not gonna think of a cute fun name because I need to move on to the next prompt. Yes, this game is very cool. This game is very cool and very fun. We just made a dragon hatchery exist in Chicago. The sign above the door says Dragon Hatchery. When I went in, I met Whistle, a polymorphed emerald dragon who takes care of dragon eggs and hatchlings. I think that's probably cool for the Sky is Fine. Okay, cool. Okay, I think that's good for the prompt because I already kind of described already. How do you realize this? When you investigate, you find that, yes, keeps it hidden. Oh, yes, I should say the reason why they keep it hidden. They keep the hatchery hidden to protect. Oh, Whistle's wards. Yes, I'm gonna change it to that. See, this is why I have a chat. Because I can come up with good ideas. They keep the hatchery open to protect, hatchery hidden to protect the hatchlings, of course. Whistle's wards. Let's roll for the next prompt. That was a very fun one. Okay, so I got a 3 on the D8 and a 2 on the D6, so I'm gonna move 1 forward. Which I think this is cool because I met... I think I met the Did I meet the Harbinger of Spring in this one? No, I think that was in the time that I started playing and then realized that I did not know the rules and did not have time to play it because I had already played a different game monster. So I think that's when I met the bird of springtime. That was in a different life. The Harbinger of Autumn visits you asking for a pick-me-up. What striking feature do they have, and what do you give them to rejuvenate them before they go on their way? Strike a magical resource. Okay, let's first, I think, look at my magical resources, because I think whatever I strike will help me decide what I want it to be. So my magical resources are my Danish dough whisk, which I don't think I want to strike, because it's like super, you know, sentimental to me. The other thing I have is magic mushrooms, which I do think would be a good pick-me-up for the Harbinger of Autumn. I think that's a good pick-me-up. So I did say no, not that type of magic. They're not psychedelic. But here's the thing, I don't think we decided what the magic effect is, because I kind of wanted to wait to see until we would like have to strike it. Heck yes. Speaking of which, this is another derailment, but it is something I was just listening to. So my friend Laura, who is it plays in Goblin Squad, is going to be on the stream and has been on the stream. She and her friend have a really, really excellent podcast. Oh, True Sight, maybe. I'm thinking something more that like put a little pep in their step, you know? I'm gonna retweet this on the Roll for Felicity account while I'm talking about it, so I don't forget. But my friend Laura has a podcast called For the Love of Nature podcast. And their most recent episode is about fungi. And it's super interesting. Laura and her co-host Katie are like very funny, very knowledgeable. They've both worked in like wildlife education, and are just great. The podcast's really good. But it's funny because I just listened to that today, and then I'm like talking about magic mushrooms. Did I retweet this on the right account? I think I did. Yes, I did. So if you follow me on Twitter, you can see this thing that I just retweeted. I was just looking at when I see mushrooms that make you horny then, as if those are the two options. Not True Sight, mushrooms that make you horny. I don't think I want to make the Harbinger of Autumn horny. I just don't think I want to make the Harbinger of Autumn horny. I think it has to be, I'm imagining this is like so for me, usually the beginning of autumn is still pretty warm. Chicago is not like terribly far from where, I mean, it's not in the same state, but it's the same climate. It's a little colder in Chicago. But I imagine beginning of September, still pretty warm. So, especially, you know, Melanie, you are a one-track mind. I think it's going to be first of all, what is the Harbinger of Autumn? All I'm imagining is the turnip head from Howl's Moving Castle, or like a pumpkin head, like some kind of pumpkin head like guy. I think it has to be a pumpkin head. It has to be a pumpkin head. So maybe like a kind of scarecrow-y type like spirit that comes by for a visit, because I bake things. Like I'm a magical baker, and I think I've established I'm the only magical baker in this area in Chicago. So I think it's been like kind of warm, like unseasonably warm maybe for the beginning of autumn. And like the pumpkin head is a little bit, you know, like how like the jack-o'-lanterns, like when they've been out a little bit too long, start to like, you know, the edges sort of get like kind of puckered up, and don't look the best. I think that's kind of what what they look like as they're coming to visit me. And so I think I make them a little I think breakfast, something that I've been wanting to make for a while, is like 2 years ago or something on TikTok, somebody made this mushroom gravy that was like sausage gravy, but mushrooms. And I haven't made it yet because I don't have a place where I can get like all the different kinds of mushrooms that I would need. But I think I'm going to make a biscuit mushroom gravy to give the Harbinger of Autumn. I think the striking feature is that they have a pumpkin for a head. I think that's a pretty good striking feature. And yeah, I give them a nice little breakfast, some coffee, and I think the mushrooms. What is the magical effect? I didn't think of the specific magical effect because I was just kind of thinking of as like a pick me up. The only thing I can think of mushrooms that do is that they're psychedelic, but that is not true. Well, mushrooms do help plants communicate with each other. Like there are mushrooms and like fungi that like grow on trees that help trees communicate with other trees. I don't know exactly how it works, but I do think that is a thing? Question mark. So maybe it like is kind of an awareness. Mushrooms that they are certainly magically delicious tiny hands. But I think maybe it like the Harbinger of Autumn is kind of down because it's so warm and like is getting kind of down for like, because everyone is like, oh, it's such a warm fall. Like people love the warm weather, and like the Harbinger of Autumn keeps hearing this and being like, oh, this is kind of like a bummer for me. And I think the mushrooms give them this awareness that like, even though people are enjoying the warm weather, like everybody loves a pumpkin spice latte. Everybody loves Halloween. Like everyone loves that like crisp sweater weather. You know what I mean? So opening the awareness of like the things that people enjoy about you, wouldn't that be for real though? If you could take a magic mushroom that would help you be aware of what other people like about you. I would eat a million of those. You could make the mushrooms drugs. That sounds perfect for autumn though, the chatting. Yeah, I think the chatting and like the like kind of awareness. Yeah, the song Sweater Weather. That's what I'm talking about. I think that's what it is. I think the mushrooms kind of like let this Harbinger of Autumn like understand what is good about them, and they're feeling kind of down because everyone's enjoying the warm weather. So I think this is a light memory because I think it is an empathy. I think that is an empathy memory. Oops. The Harbinger of Autumn visits me for a baked good to help. Excellent self-talk is some yes, I would like 100% eat these mushrooms. The Harbinger of Autumn visits me for a baked good to help give them a little pick-me-up because they're sad that yes, if only me writing this would make this be a real thing. Oh, you're about to rant. What are you about to rant about, Sleep Child? Give them a little pick-me-up because they're sad that people like the warm weather and aren't as excited for autumn. I make them mushroom biscuits and I should say biscuits and mushroom gravy. Biscuits and mushroom gravy. And the magic mushroom, it's effect, right? Yes, noun is effect. Magic mushroom effect is that they're able to connect with the things about themselves that others appreciate. I'm going to put this because it doesn't say to add a character, so I think I'm just going to add, as even though this is 3 sentences and it's only supposed to be 1 or 2, the Harbinger of Autumn has a pumpkin for a head. You know, just as some added, just as a little added thing. Okay, next prompt. Okay, 6. I move 6 forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm moving to 48. I have to scroll so that it's visible on screen for everybody, not just for me. At lunch, I was checking the cafeteria for the amount of people present, a rough estimate of 60. After lunch, we go to the auditorium so teachers can disinfect the tables. While we were there, we needed to have our masks on. Less than 10 people. That's terrible. I'm really sorry, Sleep Child. That's such a bummer. I've said this on stream before, but when pretty much the only time I'm leaving the house right now is to go grocery shopping, and whenever Mike and I go grocery shopping, I'm always like, I wish I had a tiny little slingshot. And every time I could see someone's nose, I would just slingshot their nose. That's a bummer. The good news is, I mean, hopefully more vaccinations soon, so it won't be as dangerous. I'm getting my second, I didn't even say this, I'm getting my second vaccination shot tomorrow morning. I am going to be fully vaxxed up, which I'm very excited for. And I haven't said this either, I don't think. Mike, I got him scheduled for his first one. So I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. I'm excited to, yes, Goblin. That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, I remember you saying when you got your first shot. One thing I'm adding to the rules update is that if you want to add or change a trait, the prompt doesn't specify, go for it. It's your magical life. Yeah, I kind of already, I mean, I did that a little bit in my first playthrough. I'm trying to stick more specifically because I do kind of think like, if I can work within restrictions, I think it like kind of makes the creative gear stop spinning, but I think that's cool. Oh, nice. You get your first book on Friday. I hope it goes well. And also, oops, I just dragged this whole thing down. Mathematical celebration of us getting poked. People are going, oh, well, what's the point of it? While they're actively breaking a health mandate. I'm sorry. I feel really bad for, anybody in schools or workplaces where people are not caring for other people's health and wellness. Everybody, you should care about each other. You should care about other people. Yeah, and also my main D&D group that I play with are all, by the end, basically, the long and the short of it is, by the beginning of May, or like halfway through May, my whole D&D group should be fully vaccinated, and it'll be about 2 to 3 weeks after the second shot. So we could maybe do an in-person session, which I'm very excited for. Yes, the school story is not fun. Unfortunately, Sleep Child and I both live in an area where a lot of people are kind of not taking things as seriously as they should, which is why I am lucky in that I almost never have to leave my house. Okay, the prompt 48. I got very sidetracked. Prompt 48. A character has lost their pet and asks you to help find it. Add a character. Where and how do you look when you find the pet? What magical resource do you also find? Add a skill and a magical resource. Actually, okay. I think I'm about to actually do a twist on something, because if I remember correctly, the way that I met my friend Millie is that she has a pet frog who she lost, and that's how I met her. Because I think I had a prompt. Let me look and see if I can find it. No, that's not it. That's not it. Oh, yes. I was running errands toward the end of spring and noticed a struggling little dry frog who I recognize as familiar. I was able to communicate with him and return him to his witch Millie, who gave me an elemental talisman. So my witch friend Millie has a frog who has a penchant for getting lost. Oh, nice. That's awesome that your sisters are getting vaccinated. That's very good. So I think I'm gonna have this be that Millie's frog is missing again, because I feel like that's like kind of fun that she has a frog that keeps getting lost. So instead of, because also I believe instead of adding a new character, I can I can, oh, what is the word? Why can I not think of the word? Like, mark, right? I can mark a character. So I'm going to mark Millie instead of adding a new character, but I am going to do the magical resource. So Millie has lost her frog again, and asked me to help find it. Where and how do you look when you find the pet? What magical resource do you also find? Add a skill and a magical resource. Oh, I'm not even supposed to mark. I'm not supposed to. Oh yeah, add a character. Yeah. We need to name this frog. Yes. The frog doesn't have a name. Gerb. Yeah. The frog. I think the frog is named Gerb. She has a magic frog familiar who actually, should I just add, let me just add Gerb as a character because Gerb doesn't have a name. So instead of Millie, I'm gonna add, oh, Mark. I changed Chuck from Thousand Year Vampire to Mark because it's one letter shorter. That's really funny. Yes, Mark. But instead of marking Millie, I'm gonna add Gerb as a character. Millie's, I cannot type. Millie's frog familiar who often gets lost. Everyone just saying Gerb in the chat. Can I get a Gerb in the chat? Why is that so fun to say? Okay, so we added a character. Even though the character is the pet. I wonder where we find Gerb. Add a skill. I think I might have a skill that fits this. Finding small creatures. I'm gonna go ahead and mark that as a skill. Because I think that fits really well. Gerb. Everyone loves Gerb. Everyone loves Gerb, the lost frog. Oh yeah. We got those GobChamp emos in the chat. I love the GobChamp. GobChamp also has like kind of a Gerb quality to it. Okay, a character lost their pet, ask you to help find it. I think I have to think of the magical resource first. I think that helps me, like, if I can think of, like, a magical resource, then I can tie that into, like, how we find the frog. Gerb champ. Yes, I think I had to find small creatures from the first time that Gerb got lost. I'm pretty sure that was why I had it. It's been, I think it's been, like, maybe a month. It may actually even be longer since I played the first half, so... Luckily, this game, built in, you keep notes about everything. Okay, where do we find Gerb? I think Gerb, I'm probably making a lot of noise with my hands, Gerbers. If I was doing an emotes, my title thing will be Gerb. Yes. Yeah, a little frog named Gerb. Okay. I think I want to get Fae involved here again, because we already had the magic mushrooms, we had the cave that the Fae lived in. So I think maybe Gerb was lured away by some, maybe brownies? Because brownies, are fairies that don't have wings, I think. There's more distinctions to it than that, but... I think, thank you so much, Trollmila, for the sub, for the tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I think I already have you, actually need to next week, because I have all of, if you didn't already know, all these little things I have behind me, I'll just grab one to show. When people subscribe, or are gifted a sub, I do a little Shrink and Ink version of my my sub badges with like the person's name, which you can't really see on camera because it's so small. And I think I need to upgrade a bunch and add. I know I have a couple to add, so I'm going to do it next week, I think, because I have not had time to sit down and do it. Gerb thump. Also, let me shout out, I'm having so much trouble with typing right now. Shout out, Trollmila, who, was last playing Kingdom Hearts. And I've lurked on her stream a lot. She has a great sense of style and is very fun to watch play games. Also, you were playing Animal Crossing recently. I was lurking in that, Animal Crossing chat. All the shout outs. If would I remember to do it? I am sometimes bad about remembering to do it. Okay. So the, brownie lured this frog away. I think we find the frog in a pond. I think that's how they lured the frog away. I think Millie carries, her familiar, because frogs obviously, like, had to do some time travel. I was gonna ask if you time traveled because I think I noticed there was snow and I was like, is it still snowing in Animal Crossing? Frogs basically have to be in water a lot more, as opposed to toads, which is not, it's not like the most, it's not the most probably efficient familiar to have. But I think that because, Millie has like elemental powers that she creates like a bulb of water, a blob of water, to keep her familiar in. Oh, a random gift sub. That's nice. That's nice when that happens. I get those sometimes. So I think that the brownies lured the frog away to like an actual pond. That the frog was like in this blob of water and was like hopping and like kind of like rolling, kind of like in Finding Nemo when all the fish are like in the bags. I think it's kind of like that. And lure Gerb into an actual pond, you know, because what kind of frog doesn't want to be in a pond? So what magical resource do I find? We go to the pond. So I think Millie says something like, oh yeah, Bubble Buddy. Yeah. So I think maybe Millie is like, oh, Gerb has been like bothering me that he wants to go to a pond. He wants to visit a pond. Like he misses being in like a pond. What would be a good magical resource to find in a pond? I'm drawing a blank. Imagining, and also autumn. Let me think of autumn. Maybe, I'm thinking like a dowsing rod is maybe like, maybe we don't find it at the pond, but like while looking for Gerb, Millie shows me like how to figure out like how to like find / make a dowsing rod. And so then we can like find ponds and stuff more easily. And dowsing rods are usually for underground water. Ponds are a little bit easier to find. But maybe something like that. It ties into like elemental stuff. I think that's good. What? Okay, we marked a skill, or we checked a skill. No, we marked a skill. Now I'm gonna get confused about which one's which. We marked a skill, and added a magical resource. So I think, I mean, a light memory is discovery. That seems pretty, although intuition could fit, compassion or generosity, like helping a friend. But I do kind of think this fits into discovery. What are the other? Sometimes it helps to look. Okay, well, another one of these is about Millie. That kind of helps to decide what thing to put it in. Although this one does have some fae. My brother's playing drums, so I need to remind him that I'm streaming. Hang on one second. Hi. Thank you, Sierra, for the contribution to the Party Game Stream Challenge, which we should be we're getting close to playing some party games on stream. Okay, let's see. What are the other memories in here? Public speaking. Maybe I should add an air memory because I don't have as many of these. Fairy caves. This is about Fae. Goblin, thank you. Thank you also for the contribution. We probably are going to play Among Us, which if you are free, you should play with us because it was very fun playing Among Us on your stream. Yes, my family lives like upstairs, so I do sometimes have to text and say like, hey, and Melanie, Sierra, you started a avalanche of people contributing to the party game stream challenge. Delivering a package, elemental top. You know what? I actually think I'm gonna put it in an air memory, because has Fae, curiosity, openness, intuition. I think that is like finding a frog in a pond. Has Fae, which are the people who distracted, and elemental talisman and that elemental kind of stuff. That was a very Gob Champ stream. It was a very fun stream. Okay, so Millie's frog. Why did I forget the frog's name? Gerb. Millie's frog, Gerb, went missing again today. Oh, I shouldn't say. I haven't been saying today. Millie's frog, Gerb, went missing again. He was lured to a pond by some brownies. I know. I almost didn't say that I forgot the name because I knew I would be ostracized. Lured to the pond by some brownies. We were able to find him by we were able to find him by making a dowsing rod. I think that's it. We were able to find him by making a dowsing rod. That's pretty short but sweet. Short but sweet. I think I did it all. I also should think about, because how far am I from the... Oh, I still have a ways to go. I should think about trying to make a spellbook entry. But we'll see. I can do that kind of whatever. Okay, so I'm moving 2 forward. So to 50. I haven't got backward. I haven't moved backward at all. 50. So scroll a little bit. I might have to run upstairs and say something because I don't think you checked this phone. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go. You can all enjoy the my cat for 1 moment while I tell my brother I'm streaming. What a modern day problem. I'll be right back. I'm back. I just feel like such a killjoy, like going up and being like, hey, as soon as, because my brother's following me, so he always sees like the notification of when I go live. And as soon as I went up, he was like, I'm sorry, I always forget. It's like, that's fine. I don't expect other people to like, memorize all of my whereabouts. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Mila, you have you like were living with a band. I kind of live with a band. Because my dad and my sister and my brother play music together, which is very cool. I enjoy it. The drumming, when I'm streaming, I think is loud for you all a little bit. Okay, so I was going to prompt 50, I think. But I hope you enjoyed my cat, at least. My cat, Cece. Okay. Prompt 50. You're tasked with helping rake leaves at a location. Add or mark a location. Add a skill to mark a power. What do they do with all the leaves you rake? How are you paid or rewarded? Add a resource. Okay. This prompt has a lot. Helping rake leaves a location. I think I'm going to mark a location because I have a decent number of them already. What if I rake, well, I was gonna say I could rake leaves for Whistle, but I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense to do it for Whistle. I could do it for Uncle Danny's mom, because her house is in the suburbs. So I think I will do that. I think I'll do it for her. I think that makes sense. To rake leaves at her house, because I live in a, my uncles live in an apartment. So it would make sense for me to rake leaves for like the kind of apartment that I'm picturing. Because usually, I mean, it's not always the case, but usually the landlords have some sort of people that come and do that. This song right now is very fitting for this game. So yeah, I think I go visit her house in the suburbs. If you want more control over which sets you hit, you can always swap to the variant where you roll 2d6 and then decide if you want to go forward or backward. Yeah, I think I just happen to be rolling so that I'm not going backwards. But honestly, for streaming, I don't mind it because I feel like the prompts build on each other really well going forward. So I like that. If I was playing solo, I probably would do the variant maybe. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm liking the way it's rolling so far. But that is nice. I should also be talking more about, there are a lot of like variants for the game and a lot of like other ways you can play. So like I'm kind of playing it in a little bit of a hybrid. Like I'm kind of doing the journaly kind of way and kind of doing like the non-journaling way. And like Sky mentioned, there's a like multiplayer, like the original rules do have multiplayer, I believe. I didn't look at them too in depth because I knew I wasn't playing multiplayer. But the update is going to have like a more robust multiplayer. Is that fair to say? Okay. Raking leaves at Uncle Danny's mom's house. Add or mark. Okay, mark the location. Add a skill or mark a power. What powers am I working with right now? Okay. I actually kind of forgot about some of these powers. I have the restaurant radar ability. I have an knack for finding the best local restaurants. Unlike with Yelp, it's based on what people actually think. And I think it was Sleep Child who said it was like a vibe. Oh, I can't remember. Said it was a vibe check for restaurants. Thanks so much for hanging out, Tiny Hands. Enjoy your dinner. And thanks for the follow and thanks for hanging out in chat. It's been fun. If I don't, I think I'm probably gonna wrap up this game tonight, but if I don't, I'll probably do Winter separately. Yes, yeah, I thought that was a Sleep Child who said a vibe check for restaurants. Inner Rock spell. This spell allows you to feel strong emotions without becoming overwhelmed, so you can get through tough things and become stronger. I don't know if either of these powers make that much sense to mark. The update will have rules for each player having their own witch and can be played asynchronously over forums or Discord messages. Oh, that's awesome. That's very cool. That would be super fun to do. Like I know I talked about wanting to play in person with my, with my D&D group, because I like to, this is so silly. I really like to cook. And it was so fun. Like when we did D&D pre-pandemic, we would rotate whose house we would go to, and whoever's house it was at would like make dinner. And I love to do like cheese trays and like charcuterie boards and stuff like that. And so I'm kind of like, I'm missing playing online is still very fun, and DMing online is actually, to me, a little bit easier. Um, but I miss like sharing food and like sitting around and like that kind of thing. But I also love to play games with people online. And being able to play over forums or Discord messages would be very cool. I could see having a lot of fun playing this with a group in like a Discord server. I think that would be awesome. Okay. Okay. Add a skill or mark a power. None of these powers seem to fit, so I think I will add a skill. Okay. I have kind of I have an idea for a skill, which is... So I'm trying to tie in more like autumn-y kind of things. How's the pie? Thank you so much for the gift subscription to Sky. How's the pie is my husband, who is here eating Brussels sprout mac and cheese behind me. But thank you so much for the gift sub. Too kind. You're always too kind. Now you'll have one of these little things back here with your name on it, and you can use emotes. And you don't have ads. Those, I think, are the main benefits of being a subscriber. Okay, so I'm thinking more of like autumn-y kind of stuff. So I'm thinking like with leaves, maybe learning about composting. Like I think, so my character came from a more rural place, so maybe kind of knew some composting stuff. No, I don't take them down. Yours is still up. I don't take them down. I think it would be kind of silly, I feel like, to take them down. Like, I know some people write their subs on like a whiteboard or whatever and erase them, which makes more sense, but like if I'm making a physical thing, it would feel, I feel like it would feel petty of me to be like, I already made this, but I'm taking it down. So I think composting is a skill. Oop, that should not be struck out. Composting. Because I feel like composting with like leaves, I personally don't know as much about composting. But like leaves and grass and stuff like that is like a different style of compost than like food scraps and that kind of thing. Thank goodness. Yeah, you're still represented, Sleep Child. So I think that's the skill that I learned. And I think the answer is what do they do with all the leaves you rake? Is they compost them. Resources. I feel like she would just give me money. Like, she's not a magical person. I think she just gives me... I think I'm gonna be really specific and say she gives me $20. It's so funny to just be by $20, but I think that is it. And I think this would be maybe a water memory, because generosity, I feel like kind of fits, even if I'm getting paid for it. Like, it's still generous. I think I said she lives an hour away from me, so I think it's still generous if you're getting paid to, like, you know, go an hour to rake leaves for somebody. I don't know what just happened. Streamlabs just completely quit on me. We're back. We're back. I absolutely do not know what just happened. Yeah, the whole stream just went down. But Streamlabs just completely quit. I don't even think it was Twitch. I think it was just my Streamlabs. That's weird. That hasn't happened before. Oh, hi. Hello. Welcome back. I went to... Oh, check my Discord. Okay. Oh. Does this mean I have a draft of something? I think it does. Oh my gosh. Oh, how can I put this on? Okay. Hang on. Since we're already getting disrupted, I might... Well, now I don't know how long I've been streaming for. We might only get through autumn, folks, because I'm just having so much fun talking about stuff. Okay, let me... Goblin, is it okay if I show this on stream and or put it in my Roll for Felicity Discord? Of course. Okay, cool. Can I just... No, I can't do that. Hang on, I have to share this. I have to share this with the world. It's very cute. Oh, why is it... Oh. Oh my goodness, so many things are being opened. Goblin drew something. Why is it not letting me... Oh, here we go. Save image. I do not think this game is too long. I think this game is very fun. And I am getting very distracted. And also my whole stream just went down for some reason. Okay, I think I can add this as... yes. Playing any game on stream takes like 3 times longer than it does off stream. Is something I've discovered. Add source. Let's see if I can get this. Let's see if I can get this guy in here. This compliments. Oh, it's Gerb takeover. No, there is no stream. There is only Gerb. Why did it made me add it so big. Okay, come on. Stop moving around. Stop moving around, Gerb. This is Gerb. Is there a place I could put it right now that it would... Can I make Gerb small enough that I can just have him... Oh, I could probably put him here. Gerb. A new stream pet, Gerb. Goblin is so talented. I'm so excited to see... Let me lock Gerb in place so that I don't move him around. I'm just gonna keep Gerb up on stream. Salute Gerb. All hail Gerb. Yeah, let me... Since I have that up, I think I still have... I believe I still have Goblin's an art command, because the last person who did art for this channel was Goblin. Yes. So now if you do exclamation art, you can, I think it should, yeah, have a link to Goblin's Twitch. Who, in addition to being a fantastic artist who makes very adorable things, also plays video games and is very fun to watch play games. Yes. So I have that command on. You can watch her at Goblin Girl, no I in Girl Gaming. Okay. So what were we doing? I was making a water memory. Okay. So I think I'm making a spell book entry with these memories. Create experiences. Okay, I've done that. Converting traits into powers. Converting powers into spellbook entries. Adding an experience. Okay, hang on. I think I am doing this right. Convert a complete memory into a power, not a spellbook entry. That's what I could not remember. A complete memory into a power at any time, not just when you're attempting. Okay, so, but I am going to do this now. We stand Gerb. Okay, so I'm going to take these 4 experiences in this water memory and convert it into a power. And then add raking leaves. So let's see, what would be a power that would come out of these things? Rooftop garden, some deep beds. Help me build some deep beds. Oh, I also forgot about Peter, who is the like little child neighbor. So those are both about growing things. And then we've also got Gerb. And so it's a lot of animal stuff. It's like animal and nature stuff. So far is this water memory. So let's make this smaller. What font did I do? What size font? 10 point. Okay, let's make this 10-point font. 10 points. Yes, we've got a clip of all hail Gerb. That is a good moment. Thank you so much, Goblin. So sweet of you to make Gerb, and then let me show Gerb on stream. I wish that I could draw. I think it's so fun to be able to draw. Okay. So I'm thinking. Okay, so in D&D, this is so stupid. In D&D, there's a spell called Find Familiar, and what it means is, like, you create a familiar. I think it'd be funny for me to have a spell that I make called Find Familiar, but it's literally being able to find, like, if someone loses their familiar, it's literally being able to find it. I think that's funny. So that's what I'm gonna add as my power. Powers. Find. Oops, this is not supposed to be struck out. Find familiar. I use my. I think I modify the dowsing rod. To help me find a lost familiar or pet. Maybe can only be used in a certain, like, radius, maybe? Like, oh, I'm so bad at gauging. Maybe within a mile? Is that too... I don't think that's too far. Can only detect within a mile. So that is what I'm converting this water, right? Water memory? Yes. Into, which is cool because it fits with generosity, compassion. I think that works really well for that. Let's see. What size font is this? 15. Okay, so we did that partially so that I can create a new. Ooh, wrong font. Okay. It's still struck out. Hello, come on. Okay, 1. I visited Uncle... I like that Uncle Danny's mom does not have a name. Uncle Danny's mom to help her rake leaves and... she taught me how to use them to compost. She also gave me $20. Cool. Okay. And now I'm gonna be really like worried the whole time that my stream is like is just like crashed. Hopefully it doesn't. Okay, time to roll. Time to roll the die. Okay, so I am actually going backwards one. I'm going to 49. 49. Through your magic, ooh, this seems like an exciting one. Through your magic, you receive warning in advance of a natural disaster hitting the area. How do you warn the community? How is the damage mitigated? Mark a skill and a power, mark a location, and describe how it was damaged. Cool. I feel like it has to be a tornado. Like, I don't know, Windy City, Midwest has like some tornadoes. I feel like it has to be a tornado. Also, I think summer, autumn, there's a lot of tornadoes. I might be wrong about that. And I think it'll tie in with some other stuff I've got going on. Also, I mean, witch, tornado, you got the whole Wizard of Oz thing. So I think I received warning in advance of a natural disaster, a tornado. How do you warn the community? How is the damage mitigated? Mark a skill and a power, mark a location, and describe how it was damaged. Okay. How do I receive warning in advance? Let's look at my skills and powers. And resources. I do have the elemental talisman. So I think that might be how I hear about it. Like how I realize it's happening. Like I think the talisman is like kind of like doing something weird. And I talked to Millie about it. Millie's like an elemental wizard. I think between the two of us we're like, ooh, I think there's gonna be a tornado. How silly is it if the way that we help stop this tornado is I do have a flying vehicle spell. I can use this spell to make something fly. It can only be used on a vehicle. It only lasts 1 day. It can also only go as fast as the vehicle can usually go. What if Millie and I use this flying vehicle spell and we each use it on like a bus, like a big vehicle, and have it go in like, this is so silly. This absolutely is not how science works, but this is magic. That it flies in like, that we have them fly in like the opposite direction. So it doesn't completely stop the hurricane, but it like or tornado, not hurricane. So it like helps mitigate the damage. Like we're able to kind of like, it starts to go into this, like starts to touch down in the city and we're able to kind of like spin it off, and like have it spin out. It's very silly, but you know, I mean, you know, if it was in a movie, it would be cool. If you're watching a movie and there were 2 teenage witches who made buses fly and stop a tornado, you'd probably like it. Okay, so I warn the community. How do I warn the community? Well, magic isn't a secret. I decided I'd watch that. Yeah, see, everyone would watch that. Magic is not a secret. Even though, you know, we talked about the dragon hatchling thing kind of being hidden from people who aren't magical. Magic itself, people in this world know it exists, kind of like in Kiki's Delivery Service, we decided. So I think I would just, like, I'd watch a 10-hour movie about Gerb's life story. It would just be about a frog, like, getting lost a lot. Which, I mean, there's lots of movies that are about animals getting lost. Same. I feel like this is a boring answer, but I feel like if people know that I'm a witch and know that like magic exists, you would just go to like the news and just say like, hey, like go to like a weather, like, you know, the meteorologist and just be like, hey, this is what's happening. You know, and tornadoes are so like you don't get a lot of lead time on them anyway. It's probably the same day. It's probably not like far in advance. So it's probably just the kind of thing where it's like, hey, you know, get it. You'll have a chance to like kind of batten down the hatches, secure things, get your basement prepared, get ready for power to go out, that kind of thing. So I think that's what I would do. Mark a skill and a power. But I'm not using either of those. I'm using a spell book. So I'm using a spell book power. So let me look. Oh, public speaking. Doi. I already have a public speaking skill. So yeah, I think I go on the news. I go on the news. I tell everyone what's happening. I use my public speaking. And mark a power. I think, you know, I was thinking that none of these powers fit, but actually I think this inner rock spell does, because that's scary to, you know, be in a situation where you're like, you know, a teenager and you're stopping a tornado by like, I'm imagining, by the way, that Millie and I are in the bus. Like when you have a magic broomstick, like you're still on the broomstick, or like I think I had a flying bicycle was the idea for this. So I think I'm like in the bus, like flying the bus. And I also think I decided that this character doesn't have a driver's license, which is why she was taking the bus all the time. So she doesn't have a driver's license, but she's flying this bus with magic, and her best friend is also flying a bus. I like this. This is a great prompt. Mark a skill and a power. Okay, I did that. Mark a location. Describe how it was damaged. I think it would be this pizza place. So I'll mark that. How is it damaged? I think the pizza place had like a big like neon pizza sign like on like kind of the front of the building, and I think the sign was damaged. Yeah, and I think maybe it was like kind of one of those like retro, like it had been on the like, I'm imagining this as like a classic like old pizza place, and that the sign was like very old, was like had been on the building like since the business started, and the sign is damaged, that it like falls down and is like pretty damaged. The pizza sign, the neon pizza sign that had been on the building since the business started was damaged by a tornado in the Windy City. Okay. I think this is probably a fire memory, right? Passion, motivation, confrontation. I think that has to be a fire memory. When my talisman, like, warned me of an incoming tornado, I immediately went to the news and warned people about the tornado. And thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm having so much fun with this game. Immediately went to the news, warned people about the tornado, and Millie and I'm just literally just imagining two teenage girls flying buses to try to stop a tornado. And that's very cool. I mean, it is like, I'm also thinking of like very much like in Kiki's Delivery Service when she's saving Tombo from the Zeppelin, kind of being blown away. Except for I think this is, maybe a little bit more intense. Millie and I drove flying buses to stop the tornado. I think I should say to try to stop the tornado. We were able to keep it from being as destructive, but the pizza sign was seriously damaged, along with some other buildings. The best way to stop something that throws you wildly into the air is to fly right at it. Check the Discord. D. Oh my gosh. Let me pull this up. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I believe in Gerb supremacy. Oh my gosh. That's very funny. Oh, Mike does the pizza in chat, and it's because can you come on and do it? You don't want to do it? Mike always does the pizza voice. like a Little Caesar. And it's very cute. It's cute to me. I mean, I am married to him, so. Okay. Roll the dice. That was a very cool prompt. Okay. Oh, I'm going back again. So I'm going back to 47, I believe. I could go back 2. I was on, 2. Dreamy, hello, Angela. Everyone immediately is just weird. Hang on, I'll explain the Gerb chat. Okay, so we're going to 47. Ooh, 40. A magical character's birthday. You know I'm bringing back Whistle. I've been dying to bring back Whistle. Okay, Angela, first of all, if you are not already following Angela, you definitely should. She's delightful. She kazoos people if you come for follower raid or something like that. She kazoos people. Right now she's playing Breath of the Wild. She plays other games too. The one that is most interesting to me is Breath of the Wild because I love Zelda. And it's her first ever Zelda game that she's playing. Gerb is a frog familiar that Goblin drew this little picture, right here. This picture Goblin drew of this frog named Gerb that everyone loves. Everyone loves Gerb. But I'm playing this Teenage Witch game again. And also have a good Sleeptile is very taking it very far. Have a good work and a good lurk. My catchphrase for you and Sierra when you're at work and watching my stream. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior Gerb? Okay, so a magical character's birthday is coming up, and you spend the day getting their gift together. What is it, and what made you think to get it for them? And it has to be okay, so it could be. Also, my character has a familiar that I have not brought up that much. But my familiar is Alyssa, an old lady tabby cat. I think she's old and wise. I think she just doesn't come with me for a lot of things. I think she just has a cat bed that she sleeps in. Last stream she came up a little bit more, but I haven't mentioned her that much. I could bring in someone I already have. So I could bring in Kathy or Alyssa, but I feel like it has to be Whistle. Please name it Breg. Name what Breg? Name the gift? Oh, the cat? The cat already has a name. The cat's name is Alyssa. Yeah, I think it has to be Whistle. So I think it's Whistle's birthday. Whistle is a polymorphed dragon caretaker. They have emerald green eyes, green hair, and a beard. They're fat. They're very protective of the dragons. Very friendly and talkative to any magical people who they can talk to. I spent the day getting their gift together. What is it, and what made you think to get it for them? What would you get a dragon? I think we have to decide. I think Whistle must still have a horde. Because dragons have, dragons have a horde. What is... Okay, this is just me fully stealing from my own life. What if there's a dragon whose horde was like mugs and coffee cups? Because dragons already like kind of have a thing where they're like very interested in human things. I imagine Whistle as like maybe not being as like material, like not wanting like gold or something like that. Yes, me also as a dragon, I have to like be very selective about the coffee cups I get, because I have a lot of them. Actually, one of them, my mom got me this cat one with the very unamused looking cat. But like, this is my favorite style of coffee mug. Big, nice and big, very thick, nice handle, something cute. So I think I get Whistle a coffee mug, to add to their horde, because that would be so perfect. Yes, isn't this a good mug? I also, okay, hang on. I'm running away again. For my birthday, my mom actually got me 2 mugs, that go together. So there's this one, which is the very unamused looking cat, which honestly looks like my cat. And then this one, which is a little cat with glasses. And this one has like a kind of, it looks a little bit more brown in this light, but kind of pinkish. And this one is like teal on the inside. Very good mugs. They're very good mugs. I'll put them to the side. Running out of room in my cupboard, yes. Give me the stink eye every time I hang out in the mug section for too long. Yes, post the mug you want to buy in the Discord. Yeah, I really do like mugs. I have to give myself the stink eye when I spend too much time in the mug section. So we've got some mug enthusiasts here. What kind of mug would a polymorphed dragon want? I feel like it has to be a very cool, very special mug. And I do think already this is probably going to be a water memory. I spent the day getting their gift together. What is it, and what made you think to get it for them? What about like a color changing mug? I mean, if magic exists in this world, there's already color changing mugs, like normally. So maybe a color changing mug, maybe a mug that when you pour something warm into it, it changes from, I'm thinking like green and gold, like kind of that like pearlescent kind of like green purple. Oh yeah, Goblin did the frog drawing. Gerb, the little frog. Yeah, let me do art. Collect the really kitschy ones that are near impossible to do. Ooh, I like that. What if it's a mug that, I do really like that too, because we have so many mugs that's like, you know, you don't have to be able to drink out of them. What if it's a mug that it's not a little frog, it is he. Sleep child. I'm looking something up. Okay. So I don't know if this is a real thing. What I was imagining, I don't know how practical this would not be very practical. But I was imagining... Because I was thinking of Whistle, and I was trying to think if there could be a mug that's also a teacup. or a mug that's also a teapot, because then when you heat it up, it whistles like whistle. But maybe I get a kettle and mug set. So I think the kettle is like a dragon, and excuse me, and steam comes out of its nose and whistles. And then I think the mug turns from being green to, like, when you put hot water in it, there's like gold like scales that form on the mug. I think that's cool. I get okay, for Whistle's birthday, I get them a oh no, I'm afraid to look Sleep Child. something about a Gerb cultist, I bet. I get them a teapot. I guess it would be a kettle, not a teapot. A kettle and mug. You don't know how much it means to me this game has led to this much mug talk. I could only dream. It's a cozy game. If you're playing a cozy game, mugs are gonna come up. It's just a fact. For Whistle's birthday, I get them a kettle and mug. So this isn't exactly what you said, Goblin, because the mug isn't necessarily so hard to drink out of, but I think the kettle is not that practical as a kettle. The kettle is shaped like a dragon, and steam comes out of its nose when the water is ready, and the mug changes color from green to have green and gold scales when there is hot water in it. Yes, I love Whistle. What can I say? I really love Whistle. Cool. I think that's it. What is it, and what made you think to get it for them? I don't think I need to even say what made me think to get it for them. I mean, if you know a dragon and you know a dragon who collects mugs as their hoard, and you see this set. Okay, so 3. I think we might do a second prompt. 1, 2. Oh no, 51 is what we're going to. I should also probably try to convert a power into a. I think I can do that. Okay, 51. Oh wait, 47, 48, 49, 50. Oh no, we're going to 50. Because I got 3. Yeah, so we are doing the second one. Okay. So let me adjust this. So you can see the second prompt. Oh, you get a call about something unusual with the leaves you raked. What do you determine is the cause, and how do you confront it, but to no avail? Uh-oh. This is going to be another... Everything I touch turns to a pest of some kind. Okay, the leaves I raked. They were turning into compost. You get a call about something unusual with the leaves you raked. What do you determine is the cause, and how do you confront it, but to no avail? Mark a trait. Let's look at my traits. What do I have options for traits? Which traits I believe are skills, resources, and powers. I believe all count as traits. Let me double check. Oh no, powers I think are not traits. Hang on. Da, 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 da. Oh no, powers are traits. Resource, skill, power are traits. Okay. So what do I have that would fit this? Composting makes sense. It would be, If I could mark a power, that would be good because I could convert it, although I do have this inner rock spell that I probably will convert into a spellbook entry. None of these powers fit. Find familiar. The leaves could have something to do with the familiar, but I don't know if that fits that well. Composting makes sense because it directly has to do with compost. Could also be rooftop garden or magic Danish dough whisk. I could mark either one of those. I'm trying to think. Nothing's springing instantly to mind with what is unusual about the leaves. What I was thinking is that something unusual is growing out of them, or they're like not composting correctly. And I feel like the cause. I could retroactively say, I didn't say this at the time, but it does make sense. Because I do have a spellbook entry, the cleanup spell. It's particularly effective for baking messes, but could be used for almost anything. I have to have my dough whisk to cast it. I could have used my cleanup spell to try to make it easier to collect these leaves. So maybe using the magic in conjunction with the leaves. They didn't compost correctly. Call this something unusual with leaves, right? Because it has been a little while since I raked them. How do I confront it but to no veil mark a trade? Okay. I think, okay. Oh, it's mark, not strike. I was gonna say if it's strike a trade, I could strike the $20 because I give her the $20 back. I think this is a little bit of a stretch, but I think I could mark the trait not from around here because it's kind of like, I don't really know. Oh, no. I'm gonna mark composting. That's less of a stretch. Composting is what I mark. I think because I used magic to like clean up the leaves, I find out that like it kind of disrupts like the natural order of things. Mystery, creativity, introspection. I think this is introspection. I think this is gonna be kind of introspective because I think I feel bad about it. I like messed up the compost. Like you can't use magic for everything, because there is like a natural way that things are. So like, and there is value in like doing things like kind of manually. So, Uncle Danny's mom, calls me to tell me that the leaves that I helped rake didn't decompose. I go to visit and what? I determine the cause is I go to visit, I think maybe with my familiar. I go to visit with Alyssa. And she asks me if I used magic on the leaves and teaches me that using magic can disrupt the natural order of things if I'm not careful. How do I confront it but to no avail? Maybe this is maybe not the most creative thing, but maybe I try to like use magic to like undo it, but I just can't. Like I can't like it's already done, you know. Sometimes when you do things, you can't really undo them. I try to create a power to fix the situation, but can't. I think that leads to some introspection. Mark a trait. I did that. Okay. Oh, okay. I got a 0, so I go to the next prompt. So let me make this a little bigger again. Pull this out. Ooh! Clicked on the wrong thing. A magical creature approaches you about the leaf situation, explains how you could help each other. How does it turn out to be better for each of you? Mark the magical character and add a relevant trait. Let's mark Alyssa. I've already got Alyssa involved in this. She's a magical character. Magical character approaches you about the leaf situation, explains how you could help each other. How does it turn out better for each of you? Huh. How does it turn out better for each of you? Mark the magical character and add a relevant trait. I could make something out of the leaves. Perhaps, perchance. That would help Alyssa. What could I make for her? Is she the right magical character to mark for this? Could be Kathy, because Alyssa kind of already told me that I couldn't do anything. So maybe it should be Kathy. Could be Millie. Oh, I actually do have a name for Uncle Danny's mom. It's Mildred. I forgot that I named her. Could be Kathy. She's magical. Millie's magical, but I don't think she fits. Whistle's magical, but I don't think they fit. And I hate to say it, but I don't know how much Gerb could help me with this. I think it will be Alyssa. I think Alyssa maybe... It's more work, I think, is kind of the bad thing. Let's put this as another dark memory. I think these go into each other. Alyssa doesn't... Gerb can help anyone with... I knew as soon as I said I don't think Gerb can help me with this, I knew Sleep Child was going to jump in and be like, actually. Alyssa doesn't think that I can make the leaves decompose. Oh! That's true. That's true. What if instead of marking Alyssa, what if we brought in, instead of marking character, maybe add a character, because I did already mention this character before. The Harbinger of Autumn. What do we think about that? We bring them back. Was it Harbinger? Yes. Yeah. I think that's cool. I think that's cool. Harbinger of Autumn. A spirit of autumn who has a pumpkin for a head. Yeah, I think maybe they will, I'm gonna make this smaller again. Magical creature approaches you about the leaf situation, explains how you could help each other. How does it turn out better for both of you? Well, obviously it turns out better for me because I get rid of these leaves that can't decompose. So I think that makes sense. I think, okay, the Harbinger of Autumn, appears. I don't know how else to have this happen. Appears. And, offers to take the leaves off my hands. It will be winter soon. And they'd like to keep the leaves to remind them of this autumn. Oh, although that doesn't have that doesn't do mushrooms. Although the mushrooms did make me think of this. And they will use the leaves to feed more magic mushrooms. I think that's cool. Mark the magical character. Okay, so I added a magical character instead of marking one. Add a relevant trait. Okay, hang on. I might be able to mark, mechanically mark the trait on your character sheet. Okay, why mark traits? Mark traits can be converted into powers. Can only be marked once. If you're instructed to mark a trait and do not have any valid traits that fit the requirement, add a new unmarked trait. Okay, that's not what I want to do. I can probably mark one of these traits. What should I mark? What should I mark? Characters, no. Locations? No, her house is already marked. Huh. A power. Do any of these make sense to mark? No, none of these make sense to mark. Do any of these make sense to mark, or should I make a new trait? Maybe I could, I did already say that I was using, I think I'll mark rooftop garden, because I think maybe the spirit, this is kind of doing a lot, but I think maybe the Harbinger of Autumn gives me, some, they give me some of the magical compost for my home garden. Sure. Let's do that. Let's get rid of, well, should we get rid of, they want to keep the leaves to remind them of autumn? Should it just be that they use the mushrooms to decompose the leaves? Yeah, the Harbinger, I think maybe they just decompose them instead of keeping them. The Harbinger of Autumn appears and use some magical mushrooms to help the leaves decompose. Cool. I think that is good. Let's take a look at some of these powers, because I probably should convert some, because I am getting kind of close to the end of autumn. So let's take a look at my powers. I do have a marked power. I do have this inner rock spell. Which I think I can convert it at any time. Let's go ahead and convert this inner rock spell. So I'll strike it through. Because I did use it, for when let me mark this. And it's no longer marked. Inner rock spell. Yes, you can convert it whenever. How convenient. It's very convenient to have, like, the person who wrote the game to just be like, yes, actually, this is how you do it. Very helpful. Okay. Tough things and become stronger. I used this spell when I was when I was driving a flying bus through the streets of Chicago to stop a tornado. Even though I don't have a driver's license. I think that's a good use of that spell. Alright. Rolling the dice. Okay, I am going back to. have a good shower, sleep child. Okay. 1, 2 to 48. Okay. So 48 we did. Let's see what the second prompt is for 48. Oh, this is so fun. You wake up to the friend's pet taking a magical resource from your living space. How do you track it? How do you track it through the night, and why does it end up escaping? Mark a skill or a power and strike a magical resource. This could not fit better because I literally have an ability. I have a power. Am I supposed to mark a skill? Oh, or a power. Yeah. It's almost like these prompts are really well written and are made to fit together really well. Obviously the power I'm going to mark is the find familiar. The find familiar power, of course. Because Millie's familiar is stealing something from me. Magical resource, what do I have? Okay, so the magical resources I have, it can't be the dowsing rod because that's what I use. Oh, well, no, that doesn't make sense. Not Gerb. Gerb is sneaky. Gerb is a sneaky frog. Oh, you know, I hate to do this because but it's such a good story. I think Gerb takes my dough whisk. Because that's how I do all my magic. And like, it would be like easier for me if it was the elemental talisman. But like, that's not, you know, it's not really a good story if you don't lose anything. How do I track it through the night? Why does it end up escaping? Mark a skill or power, strike a magical resource. I'm gonna throw it to the Gerb heads in the chat, although Sleep Child is in the shower now. How do you think Gerb outsmarts me? Imagine Gerb whisking up some dough. Yeah. Do we think that Gerb took my magic dough whisk to give to the brownies? Like, is Gerb becoming a force of chaos thanks to this Fae influence? Maybe Gerb's not always getting lost. Maybe Gerb has, you know, maybe it's like a Perry the Platypus situation where Gerb has his own secret machinations. Because if that's the case, then the way that he gets away from me is that the brownies, you know, bring him into the Feywild. They take Gerb into another dimension. What kind of memory would this be? Gerb just does what he wants when he wants. Okay, not a fire memory, I don't think. You don't think a water memory? Curiosity, openness, intuition, innocence, discovery, mystery, creativity, introspection. I do think maybe this is dark. Sees whisk, once whisk, takes whisk. No idea how this would work IRL, but I just got struck with the idea of the flour, baking soda, yeast from the whisk interacting with his water bubble, and they oh! Yes! I don't know how that would work either. But I do love that. Yes. I do love that. I don't know. I absolutely do not know how it would work, but yes. Yes, 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 of course. Yes, Gerb rises into the air. One night, Gerb sneaks into my room. You know, I think makes more sense than Gerb sneaking into my room. One night when Millie and I are having a sleepover, I wake up to see Gerb hopping away with my dough whisk. I use the find familiar spell to track him, only to see him rising into the air through some arcane combo of yeast and frog water. And there it is. It's gone. You wake up to the friends by having a resource. How do you track it through the night? Why does it end up saving mark a skill or power and start? I did do that. I did mark a skill or a power. Let's roll the dice. Gerb. Gerb, what a menace. Okay, so I think I'm going forward again. Let's see. I think it's, yeah, I think I'm going to 51. 51. Oh, a character invites you to join them in their family's fall tradition. Oh, I can move this back to just one prompt now. A character invites you to join them in their family's fall tradition. What is it and how do you deal with a family member who is skeptical of witches? Add a skill. I know. Sleepchild's gonna have to watch the VOD. Okay. What characters do I have available? Maybe, probably not Whistle. Probably not Gerb, probably not the Harbinger of Autumn. So maybe Peter, the child of my next door neighbor, who's obsessed with me and my magic. We haven't brought Peter in too much for Autumn. And Peter wasn't in summer too much either because we were in the suburbs. So let's get this kid in. Peter invites me to join them in their family's fall tradition. What is it? How do I deal with a family member who is skeptical of witches? Add a skill. A fall tradition. So I'm trying to think of, like, for me, what fall traditions are. Going to a corn maze is a fun fall tradition. A Halloween party is a fun fall tradition. Also, let me see how many, oopsie doopsie. How many more prompts until, we're like, I was thinking October. If we had it be, if we had it be October, because I could, if I convert if I convert my other power into spellbook entry, then I only move forward, I don't move backward anymore. So maybe I'll do that and have it be Halloween, a Halloween party. Scroll, so that's there. Halloween party, I think is fun. How do I deal with a family member who is skeptical of witches? This is probably a blow to my ego because I lost my, like, main... Like, I think I do a lot of magic with that dough whisk and it's gone. And I think Millie doesn't know where, like, Gerb took it. Like, it's just gone. It's lost. So I'm gonna add a skill. Huh. Not a power, but a skill. How do I deal with a family member who's skeptical of witches? This is a little bit like, I guess this would be more of a resource than a skill. I'm thinking, like, I feel like 16 and, like, around this age, and, like, especially because this is kind of like a coming of age story, like, it's crafted to be a coming of age story. Something with, okay. So my initial thought is something with, like, gaining self-confidence, like, without external, like, you know, we've had some things with, like, external validation. So validation from, like, having this magical item that was passed on from my grandmother, which is gone now. We've talked about external validation from these, like, this mushroom, like, gravy that lets you see, like, how other people value you, like, gets a sense of that. So some kind of skill with that might be good, but I also wonder if it's too quick for something like that. Because we just had a couple big blows to the ego. You know, because I found out that, like, using my magic ended up messing up these leaves. I got my dough whisk taken away, so I feel like that's not that good of a skill. So I'm trying to think of a skill of, like, I feel like what I tried to do is, like, do some magic and I can't. Like, I go to this Halloween party, I'm used to using my dough whisk, I'm used to, like, doing magic this way, and I can't do it. But I don't know what skill that would be. That would be, like, failing at something. Because I don't really want it to be something that I'm just, like, recovering from. You know, like, I was thinking, like, oh, maybe it could be, like, sleight of hand. Like, I learn. Or, oh, I can't mark any of these because they're all already marked. And I already have struck out crying. It's not a skill that I have anymore. Well, let's, maybe before I think of the skill, let's hop up to, oh wait, did I mark Peter? No, I didn't, okay. Introspection, innocence, discovery, empathy, curiosity, openness, intuition. I could put it in growth, stability, or wisdom, compassion, expression, generosity. I feel like it's a fire memory. I think it's gonna be confrontation. Oh yeah, I did start playing Phoenix Wright. I played 1.5 episodes of it because I like don't know anything about Phoenix Wright. So not this week. I'm not gonna play it this week because I'm doing this tonight and then I'm doing the Mouse Herder stream tomorrow. So next week I'll be back to doing video games on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Because I was gonna play this on Saturday, but had other things I needed to do. Yeah, it's been very fun. I was a little worried about playing it on stream because it's so talky. But then I was like, you know, if I'm like gonna be DMing and stuff, I should do voices. I didn't do voices for when I was playing Spiritfarer, but I am doing voices for Phoenix Wright. But yeah, I'm playing the first one. Okay, I think this is a fire memory. Peter invites me to his family's. I think I need to not be as, like, precious with this memory. I'm trying to, like, think of something that really, really fits. And part of this game, I think that... Thank you! I feel like you heard me do, like, what was it? Waddle Witter? That was, like, the, hey, how you guys doing? Like, that kind of thing. And you're just, like, good at voices. But it is fun to do voices. I always manage to pick voices that hurt my throat, which is, you know... I should get a little better about that. It is fun to do Phoenix Wright's voice because I don't know anything about it. I have not heard any of the other characters or anything, so I'm just making up voices. Afterwards, I found out that Sam Riegel, I guess, does Phoenix Wright's voice, and I was like, oh, I probably should have maybe not decided to do voices for this one, but okay. Peter invites me to his family's Halloween party, where his maybe older sister? Yeah, sure, older sister, is dismissive about, witches. I try to do some magic, but without my... I think I said this last time, but it's very brave of me to just type live on stream, because it's really showing showing how good or bad I am at typing. I try to do some magic, but without my dough whisk, or spelling, to more accurately. Without my dough whisk, my spells fizzle out. Add a skill. I still don't know what skill this should be. I really cannot think of something that fits with like the idea that I have, and I really like this idea, but I can't think of a skill that I could use that would fit this. Because I already have had crying as a skill. I already have had like public speaking as a skill. And those are the two things. Public speaking. Yeah, I have public speaking as a skill though. Let me see where my skills. I have it and it's already marked. So game-wise, I can't do that because you can only mark skills once. I could let me see. And I'm trying to think of a skill that's like not, I think here's the reason why I'm struggling. I'm trying to think of a skill that's like not like a get out of jail free card. Like I think there is, and the only thing I can think of is like, I think I'm just gonna put this, I don't know. I feel like this is a skill, like just failure, just like failing at something. It feels weird to put that as a skill. But I think that's the only thing that like fits with what I'm thinking of this experience being. Yeah, maybe failing with grace. Yeah. Failing with grace. Because I do have like a thing where like I used to cry a lot. So maybe like not, maybe just the fact that I like fail at spells, this person is like, I don't really think witches can like do that much, and then I can't even cast spells. And instead of just like crying, like running away and crying, which is maybe what I would have done when I was younger, I managed to keep it together, and it's still embarrassing. So maybe failing without crying. Yeah, that would work thematically with the raked leaves debacle. Yeah, I think you're right. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this find familiar into, I think, motivated by Gerb freaking taking my dough whisk. I think I'm going to spend time converting that into, I should do like this spellbook entry. And I think because I can like make it a little bit more powered, it really got down how abstract specific you can make the skills. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like with like journaling, like because it is kind of a journaling game, and because in the rules you do say like, you do give examples of things that are abstract and resources too. I like how you have like one of the prompts gave me, which I haven't used it really too much yet, but one of the prompts gave me the resource not from around here, which I think kind of like gives some context to like, they don't have to be like tangible things. And like, honestly, as somebody, I based this character off of myself when I was a teenager, and failing without crying is something I had to learn. I don't think it's bad to cry. I think crying is good. I think last session I talked about like when I used to do speech and debate, and like I had a losing record at a tournament, which basically means I lost more debate runs than I won. And it was like the finals. It was like, you know, the end, like all the really like the best debaters and stuff were in this thing. It was like the toughest tournament, and I like cried for like several days because I was so upset that I had a losing record, and I don't think that's good. I think that maybe was me being a little bit not okay with failing and stuff. So I think, you know, I think that is a skill, like failing and being upset about it, but not being like, inconsolable, I think is a good skill. It's one I learned a little late in life, but it is a good skill. I think I'm gonna kick this up a little bit, because since it's a spell book spell, I think I'll have it be, it can be used within, let's say 5 miles. I have used this spell many times to find Gerb, and sometimes I use it if Alyssa is napping somewhere I can't find. Because I feel like cats have such a thing of like disappearing someplace. My cat has hidden. We had a couch we used to have a couch that like the upholstery was like falling off the back, was like ripped. And there were a couple times when I was like, I have no idea where my cat is. Like, I knew she wasn't like gone, but I was just like, I don't know where Cece is. And we eventually found out that she would climb into the upholstery and hide in there. She also, when we had a box spring on the bed, now we just have like a mattress and another thing. It's an IKEA bed, so they don't have box springs. She tore a hole through the box spring cover and would hide under there. She used to also, we have drop ceiling in our bathroom, and she would climb up into like climb up the clothes in our closet, which is connected to the bathroom, jump up into the drop ceiling from the closet, and then just like hang out in the ceiling tiles. So I feel like, having a spell where you can try to find your cat is very useful. Okay, so from now on, only moving forward, we've got 2 spells. So we're moving forward 2. So 53. DDD 53. You go on a weekend camping trip. Where do you go and who with? At a location. What do you forget to pack and how do you make up for it? Mark a skill or power. Instead of rolling, go to the next prompt in the set. Cool. Okay. I think I go with my uncles. Makes sense. Where do I go and who with? I think I go to a state park. Where's my locations? I'm supposed to add a location, right? Add a location. What do I forget to pack? How do you make up for it? Okay. Between now and next session, I might look up like a Chicago, or not Chicago, but like Illinois state park, like a specific. But for now, I'm just gonna say state park. My uncles like to go camping here. Sure. Short but sweet. Allocation. What do I forget to pack and how do you make up for it? Arga skill or power? Let's look at skills and powers. Okay. I think we forget to bring hey Tokyo Zeno, how's it going? How are you doing? We today are playing a game called, actually let me put it in the chat. A game called The Magical Year of a Teenage Witch by Sky, is it Latshaw? Am I saying that correctly? Latshaw? Who is actually in the chat, which is super exciting. Super fun game, kind of like a journaling kind of tabletop RPG. It's a solo tabletop RPG, although they are coming out with another version soon that has multiplayer. And they said earlier that you can play it like even on Discord with people, which I think would be really fun. And probably will do. Latshaw. Okay, cool. But yeah, I played spring and summer on a previous stream. I'm going through fall. I was thinking of doing winter, but I'm just having so much fun with fall, really taking my time. So I think I'll do winter on another stream, which I think will be really fun. So I have the prompt right now. Oh my gosh. Sleep Child, it's your job to explain to Tokyo Zeno what Gerb is in a normal way. while I do this prompt. um, you know, that's your mission if you choose to accept it. I think what we forget is the first night we forgot to bring... yeah, I would be curious too. If Sleep Child doesn't actually say what Gerb is, I will explain, but we'll see if he follows through with an actual explanation of what Gerb is. So basically the way this game works, Tokyo Xeno, is that you have these different prompts, which you can see on screen. The one I'm working on right now is prompt 53. And I'm playing as a teenage witch, kind of. I've been playing it more like Kiki's Delivery Service, just because that's one of my favorite movies, and that's like kind of my go-to thing. But there are plenty of examples of teenage witches in culture. And you go through the seasons, and it's kind of like a coming of age kind of journaling tabletop RPG. It's very fun. And Gerb is the frog that you can see next at like right here. Oops, right here. Gerb is the frog. Art by Goblin Girl Gaming. Yes. Gerb is the familiar of one of my friends in the game. And Sleep Child came up with the name Gerb and then elevated him to... Everyone really liked the name Gerb and liked the frog, and so it became a big thing. Okay, so I think what we forget is we go camping, we forget to bring like coal or something to we get all this stuff for food. Like we have like hot dogs and like that kind of thing. And we forget to bring the coal, and maybe the campsite is sold out or something like that. And so the skill that I use is my restaurant radar ability. So even though we're camping, because we can't make our own food the first night until we can go out and get what we need, I'm able to tell that there's a nearby restaurant that is pretty good. And so we have the mistake turns into we go to a restaurant that's very good, a local restaurant. So let's see. Add a location. I did that. What do you forget to pack? Mark a skill or power. I did that. I have to make this a memory. Could be a light memory. Could be an air memory, because curiosity, going to a new restaurant. Openness, intuition. Could be good. Also, Tokyo, let me know. I don't know if you were planning to play your D&D game again this past Saturday, but if you've played it again since then, I'm curious to know how it's going, and if how your marriage is going in game. Your half elf and married to a Aarakocra, because that was so fun to hear about. Gross ability wisdom, I don't know if it fits with that. I think it fits with an air memory. I think it fits with an air memory, which means that I'm going to turn this into a power. So let me mark this to 10 points. And strike it out. Oh, actually, let me not strike it out yet. Oh, yeah, I did not get caught. Okay, so public speaking class, fairy cave, deliver a package, Gerb went missing. I don't know what power this could be. Something with mushrooms. You know, we were talking earlier, because I think this kind of fits with this, because it's the magical mushrooms, creating different spells, Gerb, who's missing. I feel like this kind of fits into, I know we I think it was, who was it that said it? Oh, I can't see it, I don't think, because it was before my stream went on. Was it Tiny Hands? Tiny Hands, Small Hands? Tiny Hands. said like something about the power of like positive self-talk. And I think that is like kind of a power. So I think I'm going to make that as, it kind of fits with like what's been happening in autumn. Don't want to have it struck out. So I think that's good. Positive self-talk. You don't have to convert this until you have to add a new, oh, yeah. I think I'm going to add a new air memory because I'm adding, the camping one. I think the last one I added one, I didn't convert it yet. But thank you for the reminder. Okay, so positive self-talk. Let's see, it can be a spell, it can be an ability. I think it's an ability. Positive self-talk ability. I can spend, I think the limitation is I have to spend like time doing it to like get the, you know, the benefits. So I can spend 30 minutes, let's say. 30 minutes. I can spend 30 minutes, I don't want to say meditating, but I can spend 30 minutes like, focusing and thinking of positive and true affirmations about myself to boost my self-image. This seems barely magical. It just seems like a good thing to do. To boost my self-image and confidence magically. And that was an air memory. Yes. Okay. So let's do 15 font. And the first one is, I go camping. Also, I shudder to look at the different tenses because I think I'm switching tenses for like every prompt. I go camping with my uncles, and although we bring, I also think that kind of fits with like being in nature. I'll write that too. I go camping with my uncles, and although we bring food and other supplies, we forget to bring charcoal. I use my restaurant finding spell. I can't remember if it was a spell or ability. Restaurant finding spell to figure out where to go for dinner. Okay, so instead of rolling, I go to the next prompt. So let's do that. How do you feel the next morning? You discover something magical where you're camping. What is it? Mark the location. How do you share this discovery with someone? Mark a character. How do you spend a relaxing evening? Instead of rolling, go to the next prompt in the set. Okay, cool. How do I feel the next morning? Well, it makes sense to have this. I think it makes sense to have this be the next air memory. I think I feel good. I don't think that, like, this isn't really a discovery thing because I think where I come from, like, I'm used to, like, it's not like my first time ever camping or something like that. So I think in the morning, it's like that thing when you go camping where you're, like, dirty and sore, but, like, also, like, feel really good. Like, you just feel kind of, like, energized, like, for good camping. Obviously, sometimes you wake up camping and don't feel good. I wake up feeling energized and I think in tune with myself. It's nice to be back in nature. I discover something magical while camping. What is it? Mark the location. How do you share the discovery with someone? Mark a character. How do you spend a relaxing evening? I think, well, I'm with my uncles. So I think I show Uncle Danny. Because Uncle Danny, I think, wakes up early. I think Uncle Danny and I both wake up early. I think Uncle Greg sleeps in. Where is it? Air memories. Uncle Danny and I go for a walk and find a fairy ring. I think that's cool. That's a cool thing to find. And I think I share it with them because we're like already walking together. That evening. Oh, I think when we get back from the walk, when we get back from the walk, Uncle Greg has gotten charcoal and we spend the evening making hot dogs, of course, and marshmallows on the fire. I mean, it's definitely not a super creative answer, but like, why mess with the classics, you know? Why mess with the classics of having hot dogs and marshmallows? My uncles like to go camping here. I think I will make a note. A great camping spot, but watch out for fairy rings. Tomorrow's airship. Oh, airship date Among Us. I wonder if they will fit. Yeah. I mean, Sleep Child, you were still winning, I think, when we played Among Us. So the glitch, if anything, I think is helpful to everyone who has to play against you. You wake up the next morning. What strange dreams did you have related to the discovery you made? It's time to head home. How does your magic make packing up easier? Mark of power. On the way home, you stop at a unique shop. What do you buy to remember this trip at a resource? This is such a nice little prompt. This is so fun. I love this. Let me think about it. You wake up the next morning. What strange dreams? I think I dream about Gerb. I didn't really write this in the prompt, but I do think Gerb took the my whisk to the like Fey realm. I just like that. I don't know. So I think I have dreams. Let me see. I feel like I should put this in the same... Yeah, because this is intuition. I think this fits with intuition really well. The next... all night, I have also... If some Fey creatures took my dough whisk, I could have dreams. I dream about Gerb, yes. If some Fey creatures took my dough whisk, I could have dreams about brownies making brownies. That's all I'm gonna say. I have dreams of Gerb in the Fey realm helping brownies to make brownies with my dough whisk. I dream of Gerb. Gerb sends you visions, he teaches you the way. It would be I dream of Gerb, but it would be like Gerb in the like I dream of Genie kind of thing. With my dough whisk. And helping brownies make brownies with my dough whisk. Just insult to injury, Gerb. It's time to head home. How does your magic make packing up easier? Mark a power. On the way home, you stop at a unique shop. Okay. What are my powers? What powers am I working with? Positive self-talk. I think I I use my self-talk ability to like calm myself down because I think it is like upsetting that I have this dream where it's like my dough whisk. So I think if it weren't for that, you know how like on road trips towards the, like when you're heading home, everyone's like really grumpy sometimes, like everyone's just like ready to go home. I think this dream could have been like the tipping point of like me being really like grumpy and like mad and like kind of, you know, like a sour note to like end the trip on. But I think I use my new like self-talk ability to kind of like ground myself, not be so mad about this dream. I use my self-talk ability to calm myself. All hail Gerb, our savior. You know, Sleep Child, for someone who had such a problem with saying that they were like cults and stuff in Spiritfarer, you certainly like jumped straight into starting a cult. Down and keep from having a bad end of the trip. This isn't a cult. Well, that's where we're getting into trouble. Okay. Only when we stop at a unique shop. What do you buy to remember this trip at a resource? Again, first thought, best thought. You gotta get, if you're going to a shop that's on the way from a camping trip, you got to get a bag of polished rocks. You have to. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, I don't know if Goblin is still here, but I might have to ask Goblin if I can use that Gerb. The Gerb she drew as an emote. That is a very good idea. So funny. Yeah. I'll see if I can turn. What I might do, because I do need to do emotes for, like, if you, like, use bits, you can get, like, an emote permanently. I might have to make Gerb the emote. Okay, bag of polished rocks. You gotta get a bag of polished rocks. I think that's, you wake up the next morning, packing easier, mark of power, I did that. If you want an emote, I need to do a better job. I mean, I would argue you must have done a really good job because everyone has really liked it. But also, I'll message you about it. It's such high pressure to be like, hey, can I use this as an emote, like, while I'm on stream? Okay, so I get to move forward 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I might not do this one because it's about All Hallows Eve, and canonically I already said that I did All Hallows Eve, so I think I'll jump to the next one. Even though it probably is a good prompt. It is a good prompt, but I'm gonna skip to 58 because I backed myself into a corner on having already celebrated Halloween. One of the possessions you use on a regular basis is getting worn out. Yes, the Gerb is perfect. And also, because probably the next roll might be the end of autumn. One of the possessions you use on a regular basis is getting worn out. How do you go about repairing or replacing it? Mark a skill and a resource. What? I do use my pierogi mold all the time. I make a lot of pierogies. I think I will have it be my pierogi mold. One of the possessions you use on a regular basis is get worn out. How do you go about repairing or replacing it? Mark a skill and a resource. How do I go about repairing or replacing it? I think the skill, I'm gonna mark as failing without crying. I think I'm like, oh, I can fix this. I can fix this. I think it breaks because I'm imagining it like is something that like goes like this. And I think I'm like, I can probably fix this. And I try to fix it and can't. Like, it's not like really that easy to just like fix things. And so I think I just have to get a new one. I think it's like, you know, another thing, like I'm like, fall is a time of, I think, losing a lot of things, you know, the leaves are falling from the trees. I think I have to get a new pierogi mold. I think that's the quickest answer. Mystery, creativity, introspection. I think this is maybe growth, stability, wisdom. I think this is an earth memory. Although, I mean, if you can repair things, that is better to do instead of buying a new one. But, my pierogi mold breaks and I attempt to fix it, but only make the break worse. Instead of getting overly frustrated and worked up about it, I go to the store and get a new one. I go to the market where I got the first one and buy a new one. There we go. Mark a skill and a resource. I think I did that. Okay. Oh, yeah, we're moving. This is it. We're doing prompt 60, I believe. Let me just double check. I think when I move through, since I have 2, this will be the last one. Because I actually... Hang on. So I rolled a 6. So let me see. No, that's not it. Hang on. I think I'm looking at the wrong thing. If a role would have you move into the next prompt sets for the next season, you answer the last prompt attempt of the season. If you've already answered, move your way backwards. Okay, after you've added the second spellbook entry, you no longer move backward. Yes. Only roll the d8. Okay, so actually, that's it. I'm done. That was the last prompt for fall. Because the next one brought me to winter. So I'm going to go to, so we can see what the next, if you're supposed to go forward 6 from, 64. Yeah. Which is what I would be supposed to do. So let's read 64 so that we'll know what the next stream that I do of this is going to be. Because I don't think it's already almost 10. So I don't think I'm going to do winter this stream, which is actually kind of fun. I really had fun, like, kind of taking my time through fall. Fall also is my favorite season. So the next stream, we will start with prompt 64. You get together to hang out with some friends. Where do you go to enjoy the snow, then warm up after? Add or mark 2 locations. One of your friends asks if you'll be leaving at the end of your magical year. How do you respond? Mark a character. Wow. It's fitting because I just said, I mean, I know. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I'm glad I did justice to this game. I'm going to put now playing in the chat. So if you enjoyed watching me play The Magical Year of a Teenage Witch, you should get it for yourself. You can get it on itch. There's a link right in the chat right now. So thank you all so much for the wonderful stream. I will post on Twitter when I'm going to be playing this game again and finishing up winter. And yeah, I think I've said a lot. I've said what I've needed to say. And I will see you all tomorrow with Mouse Ritter. Bye.